Hey, good morning. Thanks for coming to Lessons I've Learned. Lessons I've learned. I'll share with you some of that. Hoping it'll help you. This is May 10th, 2024, and I've been doing this for about 2.5 years. And it's been just such a joy to be able to talk to you about the experiences I've had, the perspective I've gained, and how it can benefit you in ways that maybe you hadn't considered, or maybe it'll just support some of the things you have. I like today's topic because it's how does workplace diversity fuel high performance? I think it's an incredibly important question. And it's one that we take for granted in today's society because oftentimes we're talking diversity. If you go on LinkedIn, you're going to see lots of content about a diverse workplace, how it benefits you. And listen, the basic premise is that it can benefit you. But why doesn't it always work? And when does it work? And how to make it work become the real important questions. Let me take you back. Over the last 20, 30, 40 years that I've worked, life has changed. I used to work many years ago in a suit and a tie, except Fridays we had where we could be casual. And then I began to work with just a coat and no tie, still a white shirt. Eventually, I began to wear sweaters and khaki pants and became more casual. And then the Fridays of casual became Thursdays and Wednesdays, Tuesdays and Mondays. Eventually, as you are probably sitting right now, we all became casual. What that meant is that we changed as time changed. And in a sense, it's an evolution. Now, we may not all like it, and some of us may say, when I go to work, I want to feel a certain way and act a certain way and be a certain way. But the general theme has been get comfortable in what you're doing. And when you're comfortable in what you're doing, with the right environment, you're going to really succeed. So change happens. And certainly over the years, we've seen society change. And I've seen it go from a very closed social structure to one where it sought openness. And then when openness developed competition, which became very good. And then competition created bias. And then the bias kind of turned many people back towards containment and using that bias as a way to say, what's mine is mine and it's not yours. So where does a business fit into change? Let's start there. I think a business is the driving force, all business, in social change within the world. And the reason, at least it has a potential to fuel change. And the reason is because transactions, if you think about it, are done so often by all of us in so many ways that it's probably the single thing that you do most in any day. You transact, you go to the store, you go on to Amazon, you in every way. You buy and you transact and you talk to customer service and you're engaging with businesses. So a business has a great opportunity, but a huge responsibility to be able to manage themselves in a highly effective way and truly one that's unbiased, because businesses are built to be successful when they sell to the widest audience they can, and not necessarily the limited audience that their bias involves. So logic prevailing, society that has now a business environment where it's connecting with you in so many ways all the time, has this opportunity to push what's good for our society. And listen, if you're going after the widest audience, it's a diverse audience. And look, business does it in many ways out of greed. They want to make money and be successful. But within that work environment, To be successful, we want to have the most effective work group we can. So the most effective work group to the widest audience. Of course, logic prevails. It means that you must have the best people regardless of where they live, regardless of what they feel like and do and act, and even to the level of their education, because your market may have different levels of expertise and experience, and you want to be able to relate to them. It becomes a very rich environment in a company when you care about the highest level of performance and you care less about who's doing that for your business and the market. I'm going to tell you about our company, NobleBiz. We employ people from many countries around the world. We run essentially, not exactly, but essentially a virtual workplace. And we have people in Nicaragua, and Guatemala, and Argentina, Venezuela, Romania, Albania, Tunisia, Morocco, Ukraine, others. I can't, there are too many to name, and the United States as well. So we do this. We look around the world for the most beneficial person to the challenge that we're facing in that time. The job description goes out. It goes out with a cost factor because we need to manage within our budget. So we don't look at a job and say, in America, this job, this engineering job, let's say, costs us $150,000 a year. That's what we need to do because that's what it costs us. We go, we really only have $90,000 to keep our workplace effective, to employ people, and to be successful. So, same job description, $90,000. We talk to HR and say, where in the world can we get people with this experience and this capability where $90,000 is hyper motivating to them, better than what they would get in any other environment, and where they speak these languages, work in this way, these hours for this purpose. And surprisingly, we almost never find ourselves limited to just America or just France or just Germany or just any other country in the world. What we find is that we can pull those people exactly with our description anywhere in the world. Now, listen, our HR has a wonderful background and experience in being able to do that, knowing how to work within the global environment instead of just their limited, rigid, walled environment that many people feel they can't step out of. But what it also takes, other than finding the right person in that, it takes a management group that understands that the quality of the person, the human, is way, way more important than the background and where they come from. Now, that being said, when a company is employing people all over the world, it's important to highlight the wonder of it, the benefits, the beauty, the richness of having different people from different cultures and different ways with different holidays and different daily norms come together. And so we need to be able to not hide it, not pretend it doesn't exist. We talk about the differences. But at the same time, when it comes to work, the work piece has only one culture, and it's the culture of the company. And so you don't have to change the company for the each individual, and especially if you're hiring from 20 different regions around the world. How can you do that? And at the same time, you don't want to ignore that you have people from 20 different regions. It's a great opportunity for the world to come together. And I started this by saying business has um, the opportunity, the possibility of improving the social environment around the world. And it does it with these types of transactions that go on and can teach the world that when you remove the borders, recognize the cultures, but implement your business to the business culture and the business design, and live within the financial boundaries that are your reality. You need to use the world to do that. You need to believe that all human beings are equal as human beings and they deserve the same benefits and treatment and care and quality. Sounds simple to me, right? So why is it so darn hard? It's hard, in my opinion, because business was built around four walls. People came to work in a place. They came and sat in the place. They communicated in rooms together. And managers get scared. They get scared of the idea that they cannot visualize and see people at every given turn. I want to tell you something. We have a business partner that our product is integrated with that has created a graphical design. It's a design engine of where you can create different looking offices and office environments. So virtual environments, so that you can literally design your office as if it's a normal office. And I don't mean just your office, I mean the entire corporate office can be built, and you can show that graphic to everyone who's working anywhere in the world and show where they're sitting in their office and show when they go to a conference room where they're sitting in the conference room and what they're visually seeing. And in every possible way, it mimics a true environment as if you came to an office. You knock on somebody's door, you can walk in. Picture anything that you do in a real office, this graphical thing. But why is that effective, and why are they so successful in selling that and implementing that with businesses? Because there's this need for, I think it's for leaders in a business where they have an insecurity in not visualizing how and where everybody's working. And so they feel that they want to put them into something that everybody has that same exact experience at that same time. Well, listen, it's effective. But do I criticize it because they don't understand that it's okay that people work in different environments? Or do I support it? Well, of course I support it. I support it because anything, any tool, any way that you can do, put in front of you that enhances the ability to work with people anywhere in the world virtually is today's world. It's the world that changed from when I started in a suit and ended up in jeans and this hoodie. Imagine I'm a CEO sitting here doing a respected podcast in a hoodie. Well, imagine a business today is running using softwares where you can see where you sit in a normalized office, but people are anywhere in the world. Ask me about it, by the way. Send me an email. I'm happy to refer you to them. But listen, this isn't about selling something to you. This is about saying to you that workplace diversity does fuel high performance, but it alone is not the driver of high performance. It's good, it's motivating, it can be cost effective, it can teach you open-mindedness, and it can teach you acceptance, and it can inspire you to care more globally about the world. But don't mistake that for high performance in a business is learning how to be effective in the business. And so don't lose sight of the one thing that I said. When it comes to your business, there has to be a single culture, and it's the business's culture. Today, it's the Noble Biz culture. In my past, it was the Touchstart culture. Speak it, live it, because it's within that single point of reference that you will fuel high performance. So look, I'm not going to keep you longer. I love talking to you. I hope this gave you something to think about this weekend, and I'm going to look forward to talking to you in a couple weeks. Everybody take care. Bye-bye.